Hello, hello. It didn't want to go live earlier. Reason took a while. Hey, David. Good evening. Let's see. Is there anything good on? Mike Mason, Jordan Kirkpatrick, Justin Cornelius. Justin, I made a video with your package. I made a unboxing video, so I'll upload it after the live stream. Tommy Taylor. Awesome. All righty. What else we got? Yeah, I made 2 unboxing videos, but they're still on my phone. I just need to upload them after the live stream. I'll upload them tonight. Yeah, there's napping in there as well as the unboxing. Yeah, on the package, Justin, you had some rocks in there that were really hard to nap, but they're not that bad. They remind me of rhyolite a little bit. But that stuff you call yard rock was not too bad. The other stuff was not too bad either. Mike Mason, next week I should have raccoon and coyote hides. Awesome. Jordan says, so just so you know, I could hear you fine with the mask on last video. Okay, good. Yeah. Mike Tubbs, how's it going? In case you're new, the channel name is Jack Crafty, but my name is Patrick. And when I sign my points in the auction, there's a PAB. Those are my initials. You know, I'll put Jack Crafty, then PAB, and then the date, the year. PAB is Patrick Allen Blank. And on these live streams, I don't have any topics set up beforehand. I just talk about whatever comes up, mostly from the comment section. Yep. Mostly question and answer type stuff, or just joking around, you know, doesn't have to be serious. Yeah. I did some napping today. The weather was kind of crazy. Junior, I don't think I've seen you on here before. So whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. And if there's nothing that comes up in the comments, I'll just read out of the Yahi archery book. Is that it? No, that's not it. Yahi Archery by Saxton Pope. I read out of that one, and I might read out of, or I might show pictures out of this one. Encyclopedia of Native American Bows, Arrows, and Quivers, Volume 2, Steve Aleli, Jim Ham. Both of these are available on Amazon. Well, actually, let's see. Yeah, I got them from Amazon. One of them I got from Walmart. I couldn't figure out where I got it last time. This one here, Buffalo Bird Woman's Garden by Gilbert Wilson. I got it from Walmart, of all places. They had a sale on these, so I picked that up for it was less than $10. And I order other stuff from Walmart, so I got free delivery. So that was awesome. So if I don't have anything else to talk about, I just read from one of those books, or I talk about what I discussed, what I researched this morning. Usually before I start my day, I look on the internet for stuff. Just do some research or whatever I'm curious about. And I agree, Jordan. The audio was pretty good, and I would encourage everyone to use PPE, which is personal protective equipment. I believe that's what that stands for. Yeah. I'm noticing a layer of glass dust that's much bigger than the layer of rock dust that I normally get in my shop. So the glass dust is pretty heavy in comparison. I've been napping a lot of obsidian and glass. Homestead, greetings from Canada. Hey, Ed Gould. Jesse was in the other lost feed. Bill Taylor. Who else is going to show up tonight? We got 2 hours, in case you're new. They do this for a couple hours because I got nothing better to do now. Peter, cool. I found the stream while it was still going. Yeah, you got plenty of time. You found it early. It just started 9 minutes ago. Jesse, I'm here. Not sure what happened. Let's see. What diameter of tree should I be looking for to make a bow stave? 4 to 6 inches. 4 to 6 inches. That's what I use. But you can use any diameter. Doesn't matter. But I think the smallest, just to be safe, the smallest diameter should be about 4 inches. Although I've used like 3-inch diameter saplings, 2.5-inch diameter. That's like the very minimum, 2.5-inch. And that was for just quick bows, survival type bows, low poundage bows. If you want a higher poundage, like 50-pound bow, then yeah, a 4-inch or 6-inch, somewhere in that range, diameter tree. Let's see. Ed Gould says there's another feed that's the frozen one. Oh, okay. I got to delete that one. See, it didn't start up right away. I got to delete that one. Let's see if I'm able to do it from my phone. I should be able to do it from my phone so I don't have to mess with the live stream here. So if you, yeah, you won't know. Yeah, that's the bad part. Yeah, it doesn't show up on my phone yet. The one that looks like it's pending. Yeah, that's just my luck. I have a hard time with the connection here. It doesn't always upload, and I have to try again, and then I end up with a live feed that doesn't do anything. Let's see, Mike Mason. I sent you an email about some chert I found in some gravel, if you remember. And you asked to know where I was exactly. I was roughly 6,000 meters east of a town called Kell. I don't remember that one I don't remember that one too well. Some gravel. Jesse says, how did YouTube create 2 feeds? That was weird. I just kept saying, waiting for Jack Crafty. I logged back into the channel and saw the other. Okay, yeah. Yeah, my connection is not reliable, so if I have to cancel one, like the first attempt, it doesn't delete it when I cancel it. I have to go back and delete it later when it shows up in my YouTube studio. Right now it doesn't show up at all. Yeah. Let me see if I get 2 notifications in YouTube. Excuse me while we pause for station identification. Yeah, I don't even get a notification of my own live stream. Nope. I don't see either one on my phone. Let's see. If I successfully make a point with it, Could I call it a primitive Celtic point? Oh, yeah. Primitive Celtic point. I don't see why not. Let's see. Cool. Thanks for the info. All the talk about making bows have really got me itching to try it. Yeah. Just do it. Robert says, hi, do you know the title of the book Matthias is going to send you? I live in Sweden and I want it. Yeah, I know the title of it. But it's in Dutch. Let me see. It's in my email. Maybe Matthias will show up tonight, but I don't know. Let's see. He sent me some pictures of it. Yeah, but not that one. Okay, where is it? Excuse me while I take another break here to look for the book that has archaeology from Denmark. Hold on. I wish there was some easy way to look for it, but there's no way. Let's see, who asked me? Robert, send me an email to jackcrafty2@gmail.com. Jackcrafty2, the number 2, @gmail.com. Send me an email to remind me, because it'll take me about 30 minutes to find it. Sometimes it takes me up to 30 minutes to look through my emails to see where it is. Because I do have the book author and name and everything, but Matthias has sent me like 30 emails, so I've got to go through a bunch of emails. I don't know which one it's in. Okay, maybe it's this one. Okay, let me write it out. I did find it. What? Yeah, I did find it. Hold on. You got lucky this time. I found it without even trying, by coincidence. Let's see. I'm going to show it on the screen here in a minute. Flint fra Denmark. Denmarks. Peter Vang Peterson. Flint fra Denmarks, Peter Vang Peterson. Okay. All right. Hopefully that was clear. Yeah. Good. That was easier than I thought. Usually it takes me a long time to find these emails. Let's see. Dang, I forgot to get the mail. I should have some goodies from the last auction. Yeah, Justin. Danny Collins. Hey, everyone. Stop in to say hi. I got a video of your stuff, Danny. You sent me some root beer shirt. I napped it all. Well, I sampled it all. Jordan says, just bought some root beer the other day and I'm super excited. Yeah, it is good stuff. Mike says, Keltec is a firearm company. Okay, so it's a joke. Yeah. I've heard of Keltec before. Yep. Robert says, perfect, thanks. Okay, good. Awesome. It's a good deal. Looking forward to the video. Jim Main is here. Hey. Okay. Good start. We have a good start. How long have you been napping? I've been napping for 15 years. Homestead Viewing asked the question. I started, I actually tried it in 2007, right? And then I didn't really do very much for a couple years. 2009, I think, is when I started really napping as a hobby. And I made a lot of gravel until 2010. But yeah, I did start in 2007, but I don't count the first 2 years, 2007 and 2009. I count from 2010 because uh, that's when I developed my behind the knee indirect percussion technique. No one was doing it that way. Keith Ricketts says, whoa, did I make it in time for the sweat stage? No sweat stage tonight. That's Wednesdays. Homestead says, what interested you in napping as a hobby? Why not count the first 2 years? First 2 years is just, I was just messing around doing not much. Yeah. It was because I was mainly just watching the videos and then trying it here and there. I didn't have time to do it seriously. Yeah. I was just napping flakes at that time. I don't consider that real napping. Just napping, trimming flakes around the outside edges. Let's see. And what interested you in napping as a hobby? Mainly the archery angle, because as a hobby, I do archery. I don't hunt with bows and arrows. Well, I did when I was a kid. And it wasn't really hunting. It was more like uh, teasing the animals with the arrows. But anyway, I have hunted with a crossbow, a compound bow, and traditional bows and self bows and bows that I've made. But uh, I prefer firearms for hunting. But I have shot a deer with a crossbow a couple of years ago. I have shot at deer with a regular traditional bow and didn't hit anything. But yeah, I do it mostly as a hobby because I've done it since I was a little kid. Let's see, which bird has the worst manners? Mockingbirds? No. Mockingbirds are okay. They're kind of batty. Yeah. The ones with the worst manners are the blue jays. They're bullies and they make a big mess. But that's one of my favorite birds, just, because I like looking at them. Everyone's in the house, R. Snyder says. Yeah. See, mockingbirds will wake you up early in the morning, but they're a little bit batty, right? I've seen a mockingbird tease a red-tailed hawk. And the mockingbirds are very territorial. Anyway, I saw the mockingbird and a red-tailed hawk sitting on a telephone pole up on the top. And the mockingbird would go and get close to and threaten the hawk. And the hawk would just go, he'd turn his head and go, huh? And it would back off. And he'd turn back. And the mockingbird would come back over, start trying to bug the hawk. And the hawk would turn like this and they would go back. And then the mockingbird would come up and then the hawk would snap at him like this, bite, try to get him with a bite. And then he'd back off even more. It was the funniest thing because mockingbird didn't know that all it would take is for that hawk to snap really intentionally and take its head off. I mean, you're not supposed to be bugging a bird of prey. That's why they're batty, doing something like that. Killer Cork says hi. Let's see. Mike Tufts, after I heat treated my root beer from Danny, it was much easier for me than that, but I'm spoiled on only having heat treat material. That's not too bad. Danny says, I've had good luck heat treating root beer 200 degrees for 24 hours and 25 degrees per hour until 350. Hold overnight and back off slowly. All righty. Ed Gould says, having trouble with the feed this evening. Yeah, just you got to kind of refresh and stuff. Let's see. I have that issue again with the motion. See that? Looks like I've broken the matrix or something. There's something wrong with the speed of my connection here. Let's see. Mike Mason says, hi all again. Let's see. 1903 Springfield says, hey, Patrick and crew, I live in Utah and I have a goal of making a bow out of traditional materials in Utah. I have cut juniper stave and it's been seasoning for nearly 2 years now. My question, have you ever worked with juniper? Yeah, it's one of my favorites. You want me to tell you everything I know about juniper within 30 seconds? Just make it like you would make any other bow. Yep. It'll be very springy. It's very good. But it depends on, I use ash juniper. I don't know about other junipers. They might be better or it might be worse than ash juniper. It's from Central Texas or, in the Texas Hill Country. People call it cedar, but it's actually a juniper. In Utah, you probably have what they call mountain juniper. Let me see. Homestead Viewing says, it's much harder to hit anything with an arrow. Yes, definitely. Especially because it's slow, right? And the deer can hear the arrow pass the bow, or they can hear the string of the bow. But if you're really close, it doesn't matter. But you can't always get really close. Let's see. Jordan says, have you ever worked any heat-treated material? I'm sure I'm missing out, but don't have a roaster yet. Oh, you have never worked. Okay. Yeah, you're missing out for sure. Mike says, dang, my jokes aren't landing today. Patrick is a tough crowd, but he is honest. I don't read so good either. I would have to say that the bird with the worst manners is a blue jay. Yeah, that's what I agree. Homestead says, I have a crossbow and a compound bow. My son uses a regular bow. I'm too old for that. Yeah. Oh, well. Jesse says, Keith, did I make it on time for the sweat stage? Homestead asks, or says, but the idea of making an arrow tip blows my mind. Oh, yeah. Once you know how to do it, you're going to be wondering, how did I do that? Let's see. R. Snyder says, seagulls had one steal my hot dog from my bun in flight. Yeah, seagulls are sneaky. I went on a cruise. The first cruise I went on, you learn really fast. They serve meals 24/7. So we went up on deck for lunch. We got up, slept in because I wasn't feeling good the first day. And then went up for lunch, got the food, got everything ready, drinks, and we were all happy and we sat down at the table. Oops, forgot the silverware. So we went back to get the silverware, came back, and the seagulls were and took off. It just in that half a minute. and they stole all the good stuff. They stole all the meats. They stole all the good stuff off the plate. They left just the I guess the mashed potatoes or whatever we had, just a few things in the jello, whatever they couldn't lift was still on the plate. And I said, why didn't anyone tell us this in the brochure? This is not in the brochure that seagulls steal your food if you don't keep an eye on it. Yeah, so I know firsthand. On regular beaches, we just throw out our scraps. I didn't know that they would come that close. Right where we were almost to the table, they would shh, and I was gone. So we had to go back and get more. Ed Gould says, you can use your oven, Jordan. Yeah, you can heat treat using the oven. As long as your better half doesn't mind too much. Because sometimes it creates a little bit of a weird odor. Yeah. Let's see, Keith Ricketts. I like flakes. My son naps around the edges, like you said, but I like trying to drive flakes on both sides of a 1 millimeter thin flake without breaking it. Don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. Yeah. Peter, I've seen hummingbirds go after hawks. Really? So they're not, I mean, the mockingbirds are not the only ones that are batty. Let's see. Mike Mason saw a hawk land in the yard one time with 2 robins harassing it. That's what I was looking for, the word harass. Let's see. It deflected on incoming assault from the first of its shoulder. It ate the other one. Yeah. The red-tailed hawks where I used to live in Texas, they would eat the doves. They wouldn't mess with the mockingbirds or that kind of thing. They would go after the doves as soon as they see a dove, and that was it. Ed Gould says, the issue I had was when I tried to comment, it would open a new browser and leave me hanging. Dang it. It works now. Okay, good. We have an alligator bark juniper here in Arizona. Okay. Well, it should still work. Thanks, Patrick. You're welcome. Ed Gould says, do you all have those Eurasian doves around? We had them in Texas. I haven't seen them here up in the Northeast. I have seen mourning doves here in the Northeast, but not the Eurasian doves. The Eurasian ones are invasive. You can shoot them anytime you want. And I did. Yeah. With my pellet gun. Right. As you mentioned, obsidian rock dust, do you think early cultures knew the dangers, had any preventative measures for dealing with this? I always thought they would have noticed this problem. Well, they probably didn't understand the dust issue, but they understood the flakes, the dangers of the flakes. But I don't think they understood the dangers of the dust. Mike Mason, yes, to the doves. I hint them. Wish there were more pigeons. Mike Tufts, if she doesn't let you use the oven for heat treating rocks, she doesn't love you. Yeah, it's a good litmus test. Jesse says, Ed, yeah, the Eurasian doves are everywhere here. You can capture Eurasian doves and breed them if you're into that kind of thing, because they're good to eat. They're bigger than the mourning doves, and bigger than the white-tailed doves. Not white-tail. They're bigger than the white-winged doves. They're called white-wing or black-tipped, right? The Eurasian doves are good to eat. Oh, yeah. Crows hate raptors also. Yeah. Crows and ravens will chase hawks. Around here, the crows don't chase anything. They just make a lot of noise. Mike Mason says, I hunt them, Patrick. They read bad, but I spell worse. As for corn, hey, Eurasians make a fine squab. Oh, yeah. Rice. I have heard of Northern California tribes holding their breath while napping. Dang, you don't want to do that. Yeah, it messes with your napping. Jordan says, yikes, having the oven going for 24 hours. Yeah, but the turkey roaster does the same thing. It eats up electricity. Ed Gould, I got 30 roosting in a pine in my drive. Oh, dang it. That's a lot of doves. You should get some of those. Trap them. They've got traps for these birds. And then they make good dinner. I had this one guy where I used to work. The doves was one of his specialties. And one time he brought some dove meat into work, and he didn't tell anybody, but he put those little hot peppers in them, those little bitty round hot peppers. He kind of stuck them in the meat. And luckily, I'm used to hot peppers, but the other guys suffered. They're like, "Wow, this is really good. You made this yourself?" Yeah. And all of a sudden, oh, what did you put in this? Yeah, hot peppers in there. It was good. Yes, they're good to eat. Wrap them in bacon and make poppers. Yep. Peter says, talking about squab makes me wonder what dodo would taste like. Probably pretty good. It's why they're no longer around, right? Jesse says, my luck, if I held my breath, I would pass out right at the fluting stage and miss. Yeah, my luck too. Coastal natives could hold their breath underwater for long durations, so I assume that had something to do with it. I suppose. But they say the women are the ones that could hold their breath for a long time, not the men. Like the women can hold their breath twice as long as men, so they're the ones that do the oyster diving. As for corn, we used to make quail traps with a milk crate and digging a V-shaped hole, baited with little corn. Would probably work for dove too. Yeah. I was going to see they have these one-way doors. I was going to set up a one-way door type trap for the doves, but we had too many other dove species. I didn't want to mess with it. But yeah, you could see the Eurasian doves parked right next to the regular doves. They would go after our dog food, and I'd just sit there near the back door, crack the door open a little bit, and then get the Eurasian doves with a pellet gun. Let's see. Squab, it's what's for dinner. Face snapping time. Alan Cole's here. Hey, I'm visiting my grandma. Awesome. Let's see. If I held my breath, I'd pass out and miss the whole sweat stage. Yeah, Keith would pass out. Yeah, it would be too distracting to hold my breath if I were to do it. Mike says, I imagine you would hold your breath during abrading as a protective measure. Can't imagine one way or another if napping was an open air practice. It is for me. Yeah, the best defense is just to do it in the open air or with lots of ventilation. Peter says, what if that was something they made up? No, y'all can hold your breath longer. Why don't you do it? Yeah. They might have made that up. Somebody might have made that up. But the funny thing is, there's not much record of Native Americans abrading the stone like we do. They hardly did any of that. It doesn't seem like they did much of it if you look at the artifacts. Most of the bifaces are sharp and stuff. The only time you see heavy abrading is like on the paleo points on the stems after they make them, then they abrade them after. Let's see. Hello, Patrick. Hello, everyone. Scott Lauer is here. As for corn, Tom Sawyered the women. Justin, good plan, Peter. Like the quiet game. Who sent me a message? Don't Don't they know that I'm busy? Who doesn't care that I'm busy? Oh yeah, I signed up for TikTok. All these people now. Why is everyone on TikTok? I just signed up because I wanted to check it out. First time I tried signing up about a year ago, it wouldn't let me. But this time it did. So I said, okay, cool. Let's see what's going on TikTok. You know what's going on TikTok? People asking for money. Let's see. Killer Cork asks, Patrick, have you ever made or considered making one of the Neolithic Danish flint daggers? Yeah, I did. I recently met a guy on one of the Facebook groups who is a real scholar on them. His work is amazing. Yeah. I make type 1 flint daggers. I don't like the other types. You know, with the stitching on the handles. Let me see if it comes up when I do a search for my video on Danish daggers. If you want to do a search for something that I might have done, just type in Jack Crafty and then whatever you're looking for. So Jack Crafty Danish dagger and see if it comes up. Yeah. Video 1434. Danish dagger type 1 flint knapping. I made it out of Georgia Flint River. It's right there. Can't see it because YouTube is lame. Video 1434. What's 1434? 1,434. You got 1,000 videos? No, I have over 2,000 videos. And you're just learning it right now because you've been living under a rock. Let's see. Mike Mason, Breathless from Spall to Point, a novel by Patrick Blake. He actually lives about 25 minutes from me. Who lives 25 minutes? You guys talk to each other and figure out what's going on. Cool. Quail traps on YouTube. Birds step on drop away floor and fall into a hole. Ingenious idea. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to trap birds. And guess what? Native Americans would do that too. Trapping was a very vital skill for Native Americans. And hardly anyone talks about it. Don't forget to smash the like button, says Alan Cole. As for Corn, did you sign up for TikTok so you could get a contract with the CCP? No. Actually, all my kids are on TikTok, and they think I'm lame because they didn't sign up. So finally signed up. And all I get now, if I scroll around looking to see what's trending or whatever, I just get females crying, asking for money. I don't know what it is. Let's see. Red-Eyed Patriot. Hey, Jack Crafty. Headbangs to Metallica. Don't tell everyone. People might not like that. But yeah, I'm a metalhead. I like metal, rock and roll type music. But I'll listen to blues. I'll listen to techno music sometimes. Stuff without lyrics is my favorite. I also listen to bluegrass music once in a while. Okay, Killer Cork says, I'll check that video out for sure. All righty. Brutus is here. Must be nap time and only missed half of an hour or so. Yeah. Homestead. Haha. Killer Cork says, the dagger guy I met actually lives about 25 minutes from me. Okay. Dang it. The closest napper I've got is probably Jay, Wilderness Quest Outdoors. I need to go visit him one of these days. We need to go looking for rocks. Thanks for the reminder, Alan. Yeah. Killer Cork says TikTok is no good. Yeah. Well, we'll see. It might only be one more month before They limit access to it or something, which I don't care. But yeah, all my kids are on TikTok. I looked at some of their postings and stuff, and I thought I was nuts. Mike Mason says on X, most of the people who like my comments are OnlyFans models. Yeah, dang boys, I'm sure. Yeah, I get a lot of spam from uh, OnlyFans girls on what is it, Instagram, and now on TikTok also. But they're more tricky on TikTok. Yeah, there was this one that said, "I'd pay you $5,000 if you come live with me." What? All right, $5,000 a month to go live with her and do farm work. It's like, who's shooting the video? Your husband? It's so crazy. Let's see. The Paiute deadfall rock traps work amazing for squirrels and rodents and rabbits. Yeah. There's also deadfall traps that I've seen made for deer and larger animals like bear and deer. Mike Mason, bots, not boys. I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to tell if these people on TikTok are bots or whatever. The AI is getting so good that some of the people on TikTok are nothing but AI generated. I've played guitar since I was 12, 31 years. I enjoy writing instrumentals. Awesome. Awesome, Michael. Alan says, what's your plan for the next video? Well, I've uploaded some unboxing videos, but the next serious video, I got a request to do a point with nothing but indirect percussion because he's having trouble with pressure because of a physical disability. So I'm going to do a point with nothing but indirect percussion, which is right up my alley because that's what I used to do. When I first started, I was not into the pressure flaking very much, so I would do most of the point, 99% of it with indirect percussion only. And I'll be getting into more chert as soon as I use up all my obsidian. Well, I got glass too now, so I'll probably mix it up, glass and chert, pretty soon. Jesse said it's a garden protection. Tommy Taylor, Bob Seger, still the best music. Yeah, that's pretty good music for sure. Brutus says, AOC says TikTok can't be banned because then all of the clocks would stop. That's good. If you want to do AOC jokes, go right ahead. Those are good. Ed Gould says, I play guitar too. Yeah, you guys need to get together and jam or something. As for corn, I saw a cool illustration years ago in a library book where an Indian was using a halved gourd with 2 eye holes cut into it to sneak up on ducks in a creek and pull them under. Awesome. Yeah, I've seen an illustration where Native Americans would use a piece of reed to breathe, and they'd have only their eyes above the water, and they would have a little reed to breathe with. And they would just slowly drift toward the ducks, or allow the ducks to come by, and then they would snatch, grab them by the feet, pull them under. But I bet you the ducks can hold their breath for a good while. So it was probably not that easy. Let's see. Ed says, my son and his wife have a piano school, and my grandson is a great piano and guitar and fiddle player. Wow. I have a niece who plays guitar very well. Plays piano very well. But yeah. But within my family, my dad used to play violin, I think. But there's not very many musicians in my line. Yeah. I've always wanted to try, but I never have. R. Snyder, as a kid, we trapped pheasants with stovepipe with chicken wire on one end. Pheasants eat the corn inside the stovepipe and they can't turn around to leave. And yeah, then you end up face snapping the pheasants. Homestead says, would love to jam with you. Got a studio in the basement. Got a jet sanding in the dining room floor. So much fun. Yep, yep. You should show us the napping with pliers. Yeah, I keep putting that one off, but I will eventually do it. Yeah. Killer Quirk. AI is definitely getting too good. Yeah. Next thing you know, we're living in Terminator 2 world. Yeah. But they keep dumbing down the AI. I've noticed that. First Grok 1 came out. It was okay. It started to get better. Then Grok 2 came out. There was a decline, and then it got better. And now Grok 3 came out, and there's another decline. And they've focused it in 3 areas now. The Grok 3 is good at conversations. It's good at figuring out how to program things. And it also does research and gives you the sources when it does research. But it can't think logically. If you ask it to produce an argument, it just copies and pastes our discussions from the internet. It doesn't think for itself unless you tell it to start thinking for itself and to check its responses for logical fallacies and stuff. It doesn't do that automatically. So it got worse, and I had to tutor it in how to spot fallacies. Let's see. Brennan says, hey, fellas, sorry phone service been slow down here. I could only watch but couldn't comment till now. Okay, Brennan's in the house commenting. Brutus Thunderhand. As for corn, a guy was wading in water chin deep. I think the book was Stones, Bones, and Arrowheads. Alrighty. It's an interesting technique. Yeah, I'd like to try it, but it's like on my bucket list, I suppose. Try a bunch of those primitive hunting methods. On your last video, I don't ever doubt your skills, but when I saw it get paper thin and crusty, I honestly thought it was gonna be game over. Then you pulled it off with a light indirect. Amazing. Well, I'm glad you think it was amazing. It was kind of a nail biter. Yep. I don't like that when it gets to be a nail biter. Jesse says, Brennan, in the house. Pat's getting H's street cred? Or getting his street cred? I don't know. As for corn, AOC, I'd like to see that bobblehead, yeah, go bartend again. That tard out there looking like startled Funko Pop? Like a startled Funko Pop? What is a Funko Pop? Mike says, as for corn, I have heard of this too. Even baskets made to look like ducks. And ducks can't hold their breath for that long. I hunt them. I know. Drowning is a painless but fearful dispatch. I see. I know that if I hit a dove and it's not dead yet, when I go pick it up, I can squeeze it so it can't breathe, and they'll pass out very quick. So doves can't hold their breath at all. They pass out quick. Let's see. Martin Hill. Tar, Pat, I got a lot of inspiration from your Hammerstone episode. Nice. Plier napping, I want to see that. Yeah, Brutus, you'll get a chance to see the plier napping. I got to write it down, though. Now that more than one person has mentioned it, I got to write it down. Yeah. But it's not my idea because I've done some remodeling. So the way you shape a wall tile, let's say, is you take nippers or pliers, and you nip around the edges to get the tile modified, especially if you're putting tile around molding and stuff. You got to nip the edges. NIP, I think, right? You just use nippers to nip around the edges. So I use just nippers to nip around the edges of flakes. Yeah. Killer Cork says, biggest AOC joke is that she was actually elected into the House of Representatives. Yeah. Elected. Elected or selected. Take your pick, I suppose. The Blues Man, always enjoy all your videos. Have learned a lot from you. I will be 81 next week. Loving the art of napping. Awesome. 81. That's pretty good. If you can still move around and nap and pick up rocks and all that, that's pretty good. Keeps you younger. Let's see here. Where am I? As for corn, every AI I've talked to has a lying problem. Yeah. Grok is actually not too bad with lying now. Mm-hmm. It was worse in the early versions. It tries not to lie anymore. But you can catch it lying. It just doesn't do it. If you tutor it not to lie, it won't lie to you. Yeah. I wish AI would help my health issues. The doctors are all in practice. No, the new Grok 3 is very good at helping you narrow down what you have as a condition. It takes a while. I was having dizzy spells not long ago, and I think it's because I caught something. I don't know if it was COVID or a cold or a flu, and we narrowed it down to a combination of the allergies that I have and probably a cold. So it's getting better. The Grok 3 X Twitter's AI is pretty good for helping you get information on medical conditions. You can even upload a like blood work and stuff, and it'll break down what you should be looking at in terms of further tests or whatever. Let's see. Silver Possum switched to steel from copper in my pressure flaker. Was a learning curve, but getting better. Cool. Steel has a lot less maintenance. As for corn, y'all, we should really start a Jack Crafty subscribers subreddit. I've done a few points lately that I'm too proud of not to show off. As for corn, you can just post YouTube videos, and then I'll put a link to your YouTube videos, or I'll announce you on my channel, right? We're all watching each other's videos now. Everyone in the comments section is pretty much familiar with everybody else's videos if they've got some. So yeah, you don't need a subreddit. We just need to have YouTube videos. You're already on YouTube. The reason why I say that is because I hate Reddit. Yeah. Reddit was okay for a while, but then somehow a brain virus started infecting all the mods, and people that remained on the platform were all the weirdos. So you go over there and it's like weirdo heaven. Can't stand it anymore. Hope Harley doesn't take offense to it. You know, Smallzilla, he is on Reddit. They've got flip napping subreddits, but I don't like going on Reddit. No. I don't like to admit that, but there's no way I'll go on there anymore. Let's see. As for corn, all made under the knee, of course. Yes. Keith Ricketts, good Lord, a lot of breath holding around here. duck, doves, nappers, ALC. Oh, wait. Yeah. I don't know where. I don't know why it came around to that, but yeah. We can talk a little bit about politics, but yeah, I don't know. It's best not to talk about religion or politics. We'll just talk about what everybody's posting on YouTube. And if you're not posting on YouTube, what are you doing? What are you doing if you're not posting? Just commenting, that's it? Just scrolling and using just your finger to do all your work? Start posting some stuff. Yeah. One thing I noticed in this book, Yahi Archery, see if you guys can, if you agree with me on this. It says here, preparatory to using the sinew, he soaked in warm water for several hours. The back of his bow, the side having the sapwood on it, he smeared thickly with glue. We're talking about Ishi and the way he made his bows. If you don't know who Ishi is, just look him up. Okay. In his native state, he made this glue, so he said, by boiling the skin of salmon and macerating it while it was hot. So macerating just means chop it up into little bits or smash it up while it was still hot. Okay. It says here, while with us, he eventually ended up at the museum with Sexton Pope and others. He was very enthusiastic over our common liquid glue and disdained the use of hot furniture glue. Okay, so it says right there, he disdained the use of hot furniture glue. So does that mean he did not like using hide glue? Because that's what hot furniture glue is. He didn't like using the modern hide glue to back his bows with sinew. He just liked using the regular liquid glue. And I think, well, Ishi used fish skin glue, which is a fish glue. It stays liquid at lower temperatures than hide glue. Maybe that's why. He liked fish glue and regular, like I guess it was Elmer's type glue. Ed Gould says, for many years I used a flat 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch bar laid on top of a rolled up moose hide. Mike Mason says, don't do it. I like this channel the way it is. Okay. Still thinking of a tune, lithic percussion. Jack Crafty Band has a nice ring to it. Lithic percussion, yeah. Ed Gould says, hanging over a little. That's not good. Mike Tufts, well, now I have to say about politics. This has been the best 3 months. Yeah. Very exciting. I agree. Let's see. R. Snyder. Yes, we all see each other on different channels. I like seeing everyone in our community. Yeah, me too. Ross Wellman. Good evening. Evening. Down in Texas. Long drive from Michigan. Wow. Let's see here, Mike Mason. I want to see more of all your channels. Y'all should comment on the videos posted here. I can navigate to your channels through comments, but not live chat. Okay, yeah. Just everyone share their channel names. I mean, it probably shows up as your name here that you're commenting under, but give us some more clues as to what the names of the videos are too. Killer Court, R. Snyder, sorry, I still got to check out your channel. Promise I'll do it tonight. I'm wondering if your channel name is your name that you're commenting under. Hey, Jim Cooper. Yeah, we missed you. Where you been? You missed the whole first hour. Yeah, lots of information and knowledge. How to make $1 million flint knapping. Let's see, Mike Mason. Yeah. He says, don't look at Ask Butter's channel. As for corn, I'm amazing. Yeah. As for corn's amazing. Good. Jim Cooper, honestly, I was having a nap. Got zero sleep last night. Yikes. That's not good. I tried to sleep in earlier today. Yeah. Didn't work that well. Mm-hmm. R. Snyder says, I saw Patrick's philosophy channel and liked it. I'm going to revamp that channel. I'm probably going to put all those videos in private and then do a whole new format for my philosophy channel. I'm thinking of using an AI voice to read what I write. Yeah. Let's see, Mike Mason. S Butter is not the channel. I can't remember what the channel is. I think it is. That's what nappers do. What is it that nappers do? Yeah. Yahi Archery. This book is interesting. Let's see. I'm just seeing if there's anything interesting in the book that I've read recently. Oh, one thing interesting that Ishii used to do is he knew where the deer licks were, right? You know where the deer lick is, where the deer go to lick something salty, or there's a mineral in whatever they're licking. There's certain spots, and he would wait. It says here, besides using the ambush, Ishii waited at deer licks to secure his venison. He had no special care for female deer, but considered them all good meat. He also shot fawns if needed for food. Those were the days of abundance of game, and the Indian killed only for food. So there are various little clues like that in the book. It says also here, in shots at buzzards, hawks, and gulls in flight, it often occurred that an arrow coming very close was dodged by these birds. To make this less possible, Ishii smeared his arrow shaft with a black mud and selected one with a close-cropped feather, that it might be less conspicuous and more silent than usual. This is another interesting tidbit. He would shoot birds in flight. Let's see. Hello from Queensland, Australia. Hey, Matt. Love your channel. Thank you. Killer Cork. Everyone Google Ask Butter. No. Keith Ricketts, $1 million flint napping? That must have been a while. I was holding my breath. Well, you can get 1 million views if you make videos like, let's see, what's it called? Lava blades. If you make videos for kindergartners, you can get 1 million views. And cut up tomatoes and watermelons. Ed Gould, napping nappers. Yeah, nappers like to take naps. Denny Collins, who's going to the Heart of Texas napping in Brady? I'm going to try to make it. It's in April. Let's see. So he ate buzzard? Yeah. Well, I don't know, but he used buzzard feathers. I don't see. Let's see. It doesn't say that he ate them, but I imagine that at least he used the feathers. It says here, our bad luck in deer hunting, Ishii ascribed to the fact that I had killed a rattlesnake on the trail. He respected these reptiles and always preferred to walk around a snake wishing him well and leaving him unharmed. So yeah, Ishi was superstitious about certain things. Let's see here. Ed Gould, do you know what taint is? No. Ed Gould. there's a little joke going around. One of the guys has a handle or a name on his name on YouTube is Ass Butter. Killer Cork, I ordered Yahi archery. Can't wait for the read. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Jim Cooper. So have you seen Primitive Tech here? He does some cool engineering with primitive materials. Yeah, primitive technology. Yep. I've watched his videos. A modern man doing primitive stuff in a modern way. I know a napper near where I live that swears by buzzard feathers for arrow fletching. Yeah, but you can't use the buzzard feathers, so don't tell anybody. Yeah. You're not supposed to use buzzard feathers. It's a protected species. Just so you know. Yeah. But if you use goose feathers, they're a very good approximation to the buzzard feathers. Even if you find them underground, you're not supposed to have them. Someone can turn you in. They don't go around looking for feathers. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not going to repeat that one. Ask for corn. I'm not going to repeat that one. I wish I could try owl feathers. Have you seen owl feathers? I think pheasant feathers are just as quiet as the owl feathers. The pheasant tail feathers with the little fuzz on the, if you get the male pheasant, I think even the female pheasant tail feathers have that little fuzz at the very top that makes the feather very quiet. If that's what you're after. I'm not going to repeat that either. R. Snyder, I'll be posting a video soon on 4 ancient culture artifacts I've collected on 4 ancient sites. Hardin Village, Turtle Creek site, Eagle Creek, and the Shoemaker site. Awesome. Mike Mason, I see owl feathers on owls. They are dead quiet in flight, so I just deduced they would be silent. They have fuzz at the tops of the feathers, so anything that's sticking out it doesn't catch the wind in the same way as a normal feather with a hard edge. Owl feathers have very fuzzy edges, so they're very quiet. Yeah. As for Corn says, she can confirm I've used golden pheasant feathers. See, someone who knows. I've used pheasant feathers too. The tail feathers, they're very quiet. I got 6 inches of snow yesterday, says Jordan. We'll be gone by tomorrow. Yeah, we had like over a foot of snow here, and we lost about 8 inches in the past couple of days. Yeah, it's thawed out quite a bit. But it freezes overnight, so then we got these puddles of ice everywhere. So, whoa, it's been nice here. Yeah. Lately, the middle of the day is not bad here, but it's still winter with all that snow on the ground. Let's see. Ask for corn. That's right. Those little eyelash things on the edge allow the owl to fly silently. Yep. I see owl feathers on owls too. Slush fest every street. Yes, slush fest on every street. In the middle of the day here, it's slush fest. Yeah. And I bought a brand new trailer, right? And when I drove it home, it just happened to be a day where they had salted all the roads heavily. And it's been sitting back in the backyard, hasn't moved, and now it's got rust all over it. Yeah. That road salt is terrible. So I'm gonna have to put some oil on it, stop that rust. I hear the possum out front. Cookie Monster possum is munching on the cat food. What else interesting can I read about Ishi the Indian? It says here, Ishi told us many times the methods he and his people used in killing bear. It was their ancient custom for a number of men to surround an animal, building a circle of fire about him. Then they discharged arrows at him, attempting to shoot him in the mouth, and preferring to use rather small obsidian points, thinking that these made a more severe wound. If the animal charged an Indian, he defended himself with a firebrand, while the other members of the party shot the bear with arrows. The shooting distance seems to have been 20 yards or less. The whole process seems to have been one of baiting and slowly wearing down the animal by hemorrhage and fatigue. See? And you can't hunt that way these days. There's no way that's legal these days. You can't use fire, and you can't use little bitty arrowheads. In most states, they got to be, standard broadhead size, at least 7/8 inches wide, that kind of thing. So I hear a lot about hunting in the old way on YouTube channels, but they don't hunt this way. They don't use fire and that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And they don't like to shoot to wear down the animal. They're mainly into shooting at the vitals with 1 or 2 shots. That's it. Not with lots and lots of arrows to wear down the animal. Just so you know. Well, a lot of people don't understand the way that Native Americans used to hunt. Let's see. Mike Mason says, it turns up to 45 and I sweat like you do. I sweat like a you-know-what at work. Oh, okay. Yeah. Jesse says, big rain here in PHX today. Thank God we need it. Awesome. R. Snyder, owls are spiritual messengers. Native Americans' various beliefs about owls. Yeah, what's funny is when I lived in South Texas, there were screech owls. And there's a name for them in Spanish. And it reminded me of the stories of screaming harpies. In Norse mythology, the screaming harpies, they have the same kind of folk belief among the country people or indigenous peoples also in South Texas, where the screaming owl had a spirit of some sort. That was not very nice. Let's see. Little Oppie got a shout out. Oh, yes, he did. Ed Gould says, that's what I had tattooed around my belly button. Oil here. The only tat you got? Awesome. Mike Mason, R. Snyder. Can you expand on that? What did R. Snyder say? Yeah, there's various beliefs about owls among Native Americans. The spirit of owls. Different beliefs among different tribes. Yeah. And you can still hear some of those beliefs within indigenous communities in Mexico too. Let's see. R. Snyder says, same native tribes believe owls brought bad news relating to death. Some felt that they had brought good news. AJ Williams, hey, you always mention thicker points, so maybe you can show us newbies what a thicker arc point is in your estimation. Okay. Thicker points are, if you go by ratio, it's 3 to 1 to 5 to 1. Anything thinner than 5:1 is what I call a thin point. So when you measure the width to thickness ratio, if you get 3:1, 4:1, that's a thick point. Or 5:1, it's on the borderline of being thick. But I can do some thick points for the newbies. I'll be doing some points only with indirect percussion, so I can do that too. Make thick points as well. Yeah, only indirect percussion from start to finish with nothing else. No pressure flaking. Alan Cole, 24 likes, 39 in the chat. Smash the like button. Yeah, you guys got fingers that you can use to hit the like button. Yeah, I know you can do it. Unless some of you guys don't have fingers, then it's fine. I know a self-proclaimed witch that says owls are a good omen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a self-proclaimed owl that says that witches are not a good omen. Let's see. As for corn, that bear must have tasted terrible. My grandparents said that the bulls killed in bullfights that they saw in Mexico City in the late 50s were only used for dog food. Nah, I know, I've heard that too. Because the adrenaline makes the meat taste bad. But with beef, you can age it. You age the meat with beef, and it takes care of a lot of issues. So I don't believe it. Yeah. What's a 1-to-1 ratio on a point? You know what that is, the same width as it is thick. Alan, how do you smash the like button? Or Snyder. You trying to be funny with that one? Jim Cooper, sweet. My Chinese food just arrived. Now I shall feast on beef with broccoli. I'll even make it primitive and eat it with a pointy stick. There you go. As for corn, something about that much stress, panic making the meat inedible. It's just the adrenaline. It does affect the taste of the meat, but there are various ways to get rid of that. Yeah, it makes the meat taste gamey if the animal's really stressed out from the hunting. But they're with bear meat, I don't know what the technique is, but with deer meat, you can use milk, marinate it in milk. And I've also heard that you can marinate deer meat in zesty Italian salad dressing, which I have not tried yet. I've tried the milk thing, but not the salad dressing. Something about that much stress, yeah. All these emojis. 1-to-1 ratio is a drill. Yeah, pretty much. Are these the like buttons? Or Snyder. Those are not the like buttons. Spherical spearheads, yeah. Face snapper. Cortisone makes meat taste bad also. So if the bear is depressed, it makes it taste bad. Tippy arrows with Xanax, it'll make meat taste better. They'll have less stress. That's an idea. Let's see. AJ Williams, maybe replicate some existing relics or typical points. They all can't be as thin as yours. Yours are all artwork pieces. Yeah, I do it that way so that I can sell them in the auction. Yeah. I can replicate existing pieces, but people will go, "You made that?" Yeah, I made it. What is it? It's an exact duplicate of an artifact. Really? Yeah. Why is it thick? Have I had that experience before? I don't know. Let's see. Dang, Jim, now I want Chinese. Yeah, I ate raw deer meat after 36 hours of DIY ham cure. Pretty good stuff. You can ham cure deer meat? That's interesting. Danny Collins, bear is one of the best eating critters out there. Yeah, that's what I hear. I just haven't had it. I need to try it one of these days. The 1923 series is starting again. I'm going to watch that. Alrighty. See you, Ed Gould. R. Snyder, I'll be face snapping some corned beef and cabbage for St. Patty's Day. When is St. Patty's Day? Let's see. Does it have it on my calendar? The 17th? It's the 17th. 10 more days. Okay. Someone asked me to do a green clover, nap a green clover out of green glass, I guess, for St. Patrick's Day. I might do it. Let's see. Excuse me while I write that down. Okay, so that one. I have to write it super big so I know that's not a waste piece of paper with just stupid notes on it. Something, I write smart notes and I write stupid notes. Some of them are temporary, some of them are more important. Let's see. Jim Cooper says, I'll never mess with bear again if I can help it. 5-gallon buckets of grease and fat off the hide alone. Plus, in the words of Han Solo, I thought they smelled bad on the outside. I felt the same way about elk. Elk smells bad. Yeah. But then once you get the meat off the carcass, it's a whole different ballgame. Once you get the meat off the carcass and cook the meat, the smell goes away. But yeah, elk smell pretty bad. But I was surprised at how good the meat is on the elk. Oh yeah, hindquarters of deer ham cured. Just need that and potatoes. Awesome. Jim Cooper, bear is too fatty and gamey for my taste unless it's in like a heavily seasoned sausage. I hear you can cook anything in bear fat and it makes it taste better. And I've heard, and I've had biscuits. Is it biscuits fried in bear fat? They were awesome. Back when I used to eat biscuits. Bear is good, but it makes my stomach growl. Keith Ricketts, hello, Mr. Collins. I love bear meat, but they are relative to canine, so I don't eat the liver. Ah, okay. Yes, I agree 100% on bear meat, Danny. Yeah. Mike Mason, the nastiest animal I ever tried to eat was a coot. Couldn't stand the smell of my house for months. Probably had glands still in there. Or you could do a point style from Ireland. I have done a point style from Ireland. Well, maybe it was Scotland. Yeah, that's an idea. Yeah, I'll look up the different point styles from Ireland. See if I can find a good one. The nastiest animal that I've eaten is a jackrabbit. Yeah. Let's see. As for corn, hell, lamb chops smell bad when cooking, but they taste all right. Lamb chops. You're right about that. Lamb chops don't smell all that great. Yeah. I'm trying to think. How did I cook lamb last time I had lamb? Oh, I don't remember now. I probably boiled it. If I don't know what to do with it, I'll just boil it until it falls off the bone. Yeah. Add spices. Let's see. Bears stink because they don't take showers with Irish Spring. Bill Taylor, my opinion, bear is good, but moose meat is way better. I need to try moose. Jim Cooper, I'm a quarter Irish myself. Join the club. I'm a quarter Irish. I'm a quarter Irish, a quarter German, a quarter Spanish from Spain, and then I'm 1/8 Native American, and that last 1/8 is a bunch of different little 1% things. Let's see. Made my first sinew bowstring. Thanks for the tips. Oh, you're welcome, Jesse. Danny Collins. Good night, everybody. See you later, Danny. Good to see you. Jim Cooper. I'll either make or find some cottage pie for St. Patty's Day. Awesome. Yeah, Jack Crafty Cooking Channel. No, I've changed my diet completely, so the only thing I cook now is meat. So I'd be a boring channel. I thought pheasants stink when dressing, but love them the best of everything. I don't know. The pheasants don't smell bad to me. Bill Taylor. Good night, Danny. Yep. We're all Heinz 57. Probably should have added that to the coop. Yeah, that or zesty Italian salad dressing. As for corn, Iberian Peninsula also. Awesome, man. Yeah. I am 1/4 Iberian. Keith Ricketts is 3/4 Irish. Dang it. Yeah. Let's see. Killer Court. Pheasant sausage was the best sausage I ever had. I don't think I've had pheasant sausage. It sounds good. Do you prefer a pump drill or keep it simple with a hand spindle drill or a knapped drill tip? I've never used a pump drill, so I don't know, but I've used a hand drill and simple spindle. But I've also shown how to use just the handheld drill bit and then roll the shaft on your leg like this. You don't need to have it hafted or anything. Let's see, Mike Tufts. I'll tell you some good eating from someone that don't live in big game country is pan gravy from squirrel drippings. That sounds good. Bill Taylor. Chat later, Ed. Have a good night. R. Snyder. My grandmother was Irish Catholic. Explains why my dad was one of 7 children. Interesting. Mashed potatoes are just Irish guacamole. Mike Mason. I followed the old Cajun man's recipe for the coot. Pretty sure he came up with it during the Great Depression because I was greatly disappointed. To be fair, he did give a warning. All righty. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing that I tasted that I didn't really like was a jackrabbit. Yeah. Oh, and goat brain. Oh, I didn't like the goat brain. Yeah, my mother-in-law, my ex-wife's mom, she passed away a while ago. But when we used to date, and then after we got married, she would cook goat for me, and I said, "Yeah." And then one day she handed me the head of the goat, and I ate the tongue. Awesome. The eyes and the cheek meat, perfect. And then we cracked it open. I tasted some of the brain, and I said, "No, this spoiled everything. Why'd you do that? Let's go back to the other stuff." I need another one of those, and don't crack it open, please. Yeah. Snyder, let's see. Snyder, Jim Cooper says, that's my family on my dad's side. Has 6 brothers. Wow. R. Snyder, you can get smoked lake trout sausage up north in Michigan. Wow. R. Snyder, my dad's side to T also. He has 9 siblings. Wow. Cabrito. Yeah. Cabrito. Yep. You know about it. That's what my mother-in-law used to make for me. Mike Tufts, my son shot his first squirrel a couple of days ago. We'll be cooking it when he gets a few more and making squirrel gravy. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Boiling the squirrel is the way to do it. I've grilled it a couple of times and it gets kind of tough. Let's see. R. Snyder, my mom grew up Catholic and was one of 14 kids. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everyone on my ex-wife's side is Catholic, and they all got lots of kids. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we still got 30 minutes. Whatever you guys want to talk about, doesn't matter to me. But keep it child friendly because I got my kids watch. I mean, they're all grown up now, and some of their friends watch. They ask me, Dad, why are you so weird? So I don't want to be any more weird than usual. Let's see. Killer Cork says, R. Snyder, we go to the Tiki Hut on Indian River. Great smoked fish for sure. Love the trout and salmon. Let's see, Mike Mason, big brain was pretty good. I think you mean pig brain. Mike Mason, I think we're all thinking about face napping. Yeah. Well, as soon as the live stream's over, I'm going to snack on some stuff over there. I've got some chicken I boiled. One of my favorite stories is when my dad caught a big trout out of one of the warm seep lakes in central Washington. An in-law told him to smoke it, but he just cooked it to eat it and said it tasted. What's the rest of the story? Tasted like he ate a spoonful of muck off the bottom of the lake. Yeah, caught a big trout. I remember one time I was at a lake, but we were just swimming. The whole family was just swimming, and a guy was fishing for catfish, and he caught a big catfish, and he says, "I'm going to throw this back unless you guys want it." And I said, "Yeah, I'll take it." And so we took the catfish and I grilled it because they had these little barbecue grill things, and that was the worst catfish I ever had. I don't know what was wrong with it, but it tasted like I was eating uh, those aquatic plants. It tasted like a swamp. And normally catfish aren't that bad, but I guess that's the second worst thing that I've eaten is that sometimes a catfish doesn't taste good. Let's see. But trout, every trout that I've had, it was pretty good. Let's see. Yes, big family fun at Christmas parties. There's 60 plus at R. Snyder's house. Ralph, your house is full of people on Christmas? Mike Tufts. Tell your son the way to tell between a male and a female squirrel is you go up and shake the tree and see if you hear nuts rattle. That's a male. No, it's pretty obvious. Jim Cooper, like he ate a spoonful of muck off the bottom of the lake. Yeah. That's what that catfish tasted like when I had that one time. Mike Mason. Trout can be that way. Let's see. Killer Cork. Yep. Huge family here also. Too many siblings. Bill Taylor to Jim Cooper. I had the same experience. Never eat trout again. Ross Wellman. I smoked lots of whitefish, salmon, lake trout, made sausage out of all of it. Big seller. Cool. Do you still sell sausages? Ross Wellman, do you still sell them? It'd be interesting to try some of those. Let's see. Jesse, makes me so sad that most fish have mercury these days. For health reasons, I would eat fish 3 or 4 times a week. Anyone know of the fish with the lowest mercury accumulation? Well, the younger the fish is, the better. Yeah, you don't want to eat fish that eat other fish. So any fish that is young or hasn't lived very long. It hasn't had time to build up the mercury in its muscles and tissues. One of my favorite fish that's safe, that I think is really safe, is the bluegill. Bluegills are good. We call those catfish turd wrestlers. Yeah, must have been eating a bunch of turds for sure. Let's see, Jesse. I went on a no carb diet years ago, did amazing, but was eating too much albacore tuna and got myself sick with mercury. Yikes. Yeah, I don't eat tuna that much. Once in a while. Maybe once a month. Maybe. I just had some tuna not long ago. But that was the first tuna I've had in several months. Ever read up on the Missoula floods? No. Mike Mason, I pull mud vein from catfish, helps the taste. Skin pulled smoke, so long the meat starts to texture like chicken. Grams like it half raw. Love trout fishing near Indian River, Michigan. Camp and fish at Pigeon River State Forest. Awesome. Flaxseed. What's this about flaxseed? As for corn says, but the carp here in Louisiana are the worst. Louisiana carp? Well, yeah, I guess. I've had carp when I was in Indiana. It was pretty good. I don't mind the carp. Awesome. I love bluegill. Yeah. That's my favorite here. Perch and bluegill. When I go fishing here, I just go for the perch. And those are the only two that I bring home. I let everything else go. Let's see. Ross Wellman. Sold the business, but new owners still use my recipes. Cool. Mahi are low in mercury as a saltwater fish. Okay. That's good to know. As for corn, Pat, you might like that band, Mudvayne. I think I do like the band. Yes. R. Snyder, nice. I've been going to Indian River since I was a kid. My grandparents had a place on the Mullet Lake. Flathead cat, way better catfish. I catch a lot of crayfish or crawdads out here in Arizona. I just learned to twist the middle fin on the take, and the entire mud vein comes out. Interesting. When I target flathead, we never take under 40 pounds. Oh, dang. Those are huge. You should, the Missoula floods. Okay, you should. The Missoula floods were massive ice age floods that shaped a huge portion of the Northwest. Think of a lake the size of one of the Great Lakes held back by glaciers suddenly fail all at once. Wow, that'd be interesting to look at that. I had a catfish come up and bite my paddle one time on the Ohio River as I was kayaking. Freaked me out. Yeah, I kayaked on the ocean in Florida, and what freaked me out was seeing the squid. Yeah. Phone battery is dying. Switching over to the TV. Good night, everybody. Killer Cork says good night. Jesse, fish with live bluegill out here at Batelet Lake in Arizona. Some big flatheads. Awesome. Yeah, sounds interesting. They have catfish out here. I just haven't seen anyone catch one yet. Yeah. We have lots of bluegills, though, and they are my favorite. Let's see. Jesse says, oh, I already read that one. Let's see. Okay, flathead catfish are predators. They feed on more live food instead of dead stuff. Oh, I see. Guess that does make a difference. Justin Cornelius, I really like crappie, but it rubbed off on my attitude. You have a crappy attitude? As for corn, since we're on the flathead opalosis catfish, I highly recommend y'all try tiger jugs if you can find them. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Jim Cooper, it influenced the geography and the cultures of natives here in the Northwest by scouring the landscape to bedrock across a vast swath of land that eventually drained out in the Columbia River. I see. Mike Mason, we use bare hooks for flathead on the lake, big ones. They bite in the moonlight. I tried night fishing one time but didn't get anything. Randall Carson teaches extensively on the Missoula floods, among other huge ancient floods. Brutus. Yeah, I haven't studied ancient floods very much. Yeah. I haven't studied the glacier movements either. Yeah. Yeah, add that to all the stuff that I try to look up. Too much stuff. Bluegill, Blue Hills, yellow perch, and walleye, best freshwater fish going. I agree. Bluegills, yellow perch, yeah. I studied the Missoula floods. It was pretty amazing, says Bill Taylor. Jim Cooper, I should send you some pics of the radical landscape we have here because of it. Yeah, send some pictures of the landscape. See, we got 15 minutes left. If you guys can think of anything that I'm forgetting, if you requested something that I do on video and I'm forgetting, or it's been forever and I haven't mentioned it, just remind me. I'm trying to catch up with a bunch of videos that I haven't done yet. Yeah. When the weather gets warmer, I can stay longer out in the shop. And that means I can make more videos. I'll be uploading two unboxing and napping videos after the live stream tonight. And I want to do a couple more videos tomorrow and the day after. Let's see. We're talking about millions, if not billions, of gallons per second flows. Let's see. Keith Ricketts, thanks for the live stream, Patrick. I'm hungry now. Headed out to make a sandwich. All right. We'll see you. We'll see you, Keith. As for Corn says, anybody else spend one half their life believing that bluegill were perch? I sure did. Yeah. I used to like fishing a lot when I was little. And I studied the differences between sunfish and bluegill and perch. And I was a little smart aleck, and I would say, that's not a perch. That's a sunfish. And that's not a sunfish. That's a bluegill. And I remember people go, it's all perch. Yeah. What's a sunfish? Never mind. I didn't say anything. Let's see. Even heard the Jerry Clower call them perch on TV fishing show. Yeah. It's a common thing, so don't worry about it. Even, as long as you ate some and you liked it, doesn't matter what it's called. Keith is face snapping a sandwich. Yeah. I think perch is a general term for small panfish. Yeah. You got that right. Yep. I agree. That's why they get it all put under the same name for sure. Pat, do you at least take pics of all the treasures you make before you auction them? Do you catalog them? I don't have a keeper case either. My parents have a lot of my points. I used to try to take pictures of my nappings for the auction and put them on Instagram. But I dropped a couple of points one time trying to photograph them, and I just lost interest in photographing my stuff after that. Because I dropped them and broke the tips off and a barb off one of the points for the auction. I had to remake those points because I'm messing around trying to photograph them. I lost interest in photographing after that. So no, I don't take pictures of my stuff because I drop them like a dummy, like a Butterfingers. And I don't like photography to begin with. It drives me nuts. Got some bluegill in the freezer now, and I want to eat them. Yeah, eat them, Tommy Taylor. Ralph says, I'll have to study the Missoula flood. Sounds interesting. Yeah. I need to get some bluegill in the freezer. Yeah. When the ice melts. Let's see. We have a fishing show that leaves bloopers in the final cut, like the fishermen reacting when they lose a big fish. Their real reaction, not their TV reaction, or when they fall in the river. Yeah, those are cool. I like the bloopers for sure. Jesse says, taking pics makes me feel more comfortable with giving them away. I also keep tabs on my progress over time. Well, I do take pictures of the packages. Before I send them out, I take a picture of the address and the item before I send out the packages. So I have pictures of everything. They're just not that great as far as quality goes. Yeah, if I can figure out a way to construct a little box or something that I can easily take pictures of my points instead of having to mess around with them outside in the sunlight or somewhere where I might drop them. If I can figure out a photography setup, I might do it. I might do it. So yeah, I've got a lot of chert now built up for upcoming videos. And I've got glass I need to nap. I've got cullet glass and other types of glass. People still want to see if I can nap uh, that white milk glass and stuff like that. It's difficult to do chert and glass in the same week, but I'll just make thicker points. That's all. If I want to make thin points or points with parallel flaking, I've got to focus on a certain type of material because it requires very, very careful attention to detail. Some of that colored glass looked like carnival glass from the Depression. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. I don't know where it comes from. It just comes from a factory. They just put it all in the box. Let's see. Bill Taylor, I'm signing off chat with you guys Monday. Hopefully have a good night. All right, Bill. Take it easy. Got a few minutes left. Sometimes people will remember what they wanted to ask at the last minute, so I'm going to wait. It amazes me that the Grand Canyon was cut that deep by water flow. Yeah, I've been to one edge of the Grand Canyon, and yeah, it's huge. Thanks for the live stream, Patrick. Appreciate it. You're welcome. I'll be looking forward to the unboxing videos. Yep, I'm going to upload them right after this. And then hopefully I'll be able to go to sleep. The earlier I go to sleep, the less I have to sleep in. I hate trying to sleep in when the sun is out. Let's see. Everyone talks about the natives napping the glass electrical insulators. I got one and they are hollow and curved. Only got one very small point, bird point, out of them. Waste to me, bottle bottoms. Yeah. Yeah, I've tried that too. You've got to be very good to get a long point. Well, fairly long point from a glass insulator. There's a lot of waste for sure. Bottles are much better. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's a much better option for newbies also. Not waterfowl, clearly aliens. Hell's Canyon near me, and Brutus is deeper than the Grand Canyon, but the Grand Canyon is bigger overall. Yeah, Hell's Canyon. Yep, I've heard that. I've heard about that one. I haven't been there yet. I think I've heard of Hell's Canyon. Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong one. Ross Wellman. Good night, Patrick. Your live streams are good fun for all of us snappers. Very cool. Oh, you're welcome. We'll see you next time. Hell's Canyon is just down the hall. Or still never been there. I see. All right, I'm gonna sign off since everyone's already said bye. All right, guys, it's not quite 10 o'clock yet, but I'm gonna sign off. Everyone's going to eat, and I'm getting hungry too. All right, so we'll see you. The next live stream is it's gonna be Monday during the auction. Good night, Jim. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Yes, thanks. Do much for the streams. Lots of fun. All right. Good night.